Excellency, Mr. Gideon Timotheus, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassadors, and senior officials, members of our two delegations participating in this session, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. I would like to start my remarks by expressing my heartfelt appreciation and my sincere gratitude to you, my dear brother, Minister Gideon Timotheus, for the warm welcome and for the highly reputed Ethiopian hospitality extended to me and to all members of the Algerian delegation. I would also like to thank you, my dear brother, and through you, all concerned Ethiopian authorities for the excellent arrangements that have been made to ensure the smooth conduct and the successful conclusion of our deliberations today. It is always a renewed pleasure for me to be back in Addis Ababa. I have had many visits to this beautiful city during the last 2 years since my reappointment, and far too many other visits during the course of my diplomatic journey. Yet, I must confess that every time I arrive here, I am truly impressed with the rapid and positive transformation of this vibrant city. Long time ago, I have been told that the name Addis Ababa means the new flower. Today I can say with much confidence that this flower is finally blossoming and inspiring the whole continent. To the Ethiopian leadership and to all my dear sisters and brothers in Ethiopia, I say, congratulations. You should indeed be really proud of what has been already achieved and of the so many achievements that are currently underway and which I am quite sure will add more beauty to the already stunning beauty of Addis Ababa. In this vein, and as we open this fifth session of the Joint Ministerial Committee between our two countries, we should make sure that the flower of the Algerian-Ethiopian relations blossoms in the same beautiful way to inspire others in Africa and beyond. Algeria and Ethiopia have long enjoyed strong and exemplary relations to the satisfaction of not only the two parties, but also the whole continent. Our legacy in terms of bilateral and multilateral cooperations speaks for itself. Together, we have constantly acted in line with the values, principles, and ideals of Pan-Africanism to promote our bilateral ties and to achieve our common goals. Together, we have assumed great responsibilities and fulfilled remarkable roles in support of the political unity and economic integration of Africa. Together, we have always had the same vision for the future of not only our bilateral relations, but also the multilateral system as a whole, because we are and we remain like-minded on almost all issues, particularly those pertaining directly or indirectly to our beloved continent, Africa. In this context, let me reaffirm our strong commitment to the declaration that our two countries have concluded in June 2013 with the aim of elevating their bilateral relations to the level of strategic partnership. I sincerely believe that it was the right and fair thing to do, because the Algerian-Ethiopian relations are really of strategic nature, strategic in their dimensions, strategic in their scope, and strategic in their aims. Let me also express our deep satisfaction with the new dynamic that has been instilled in our bilateral relations during the most recent years. A dynamic that has been evidenced by the high-level visits that Algeria gladly received in 2022, from both the Prime Minister and the President of Ethiopia, by the productive and purposeful meetings that our leaders, President Abdelmajid Tebboune and Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, have had on many occasions, as well as by the Algerian ministerial visits undertaken recently to Ethiopia. Our duty today is therefore to build on this new dynamic, to ensure that our strategic partnerships delivers concrete results with positive and lasting impact. In other words, we are much more awaited when it comes to urgent need to uplift our economic cooperation to the same excellent level of our political coordination. In taking on this challenge, I encourage each and everyone present in this room to embrace the ambitious vision of our leaders and to bear in mind that all the needed and necessary ingredients are in place to achieve resounding success. First, the political will to put the Algerian-Ethiopian relations on an upward trajectory has been constantly reaffirmed by our leaders, President Abdelmajid Tebboune and Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. They both expressed their commitment to develop these relations intensively and extensively. They both outlined their aspirations for these relations in all areas of common interest and shared focus. And they both provided clear instructions towards achieving these goals. Second, the huge potential for cooperation and partnership between our two countries has been unveiled and proven in many specific areas through which we can hopefully achieve higher levels of bilateral trade and investment. These include notably the important fields of pharmaceutical industry, food industry, agriculture, energy, both traditional and renewable, mining, air transport, startups, higher education, and vocational training. Third, the path towards achieving our common goals in each and every one of these fields of common interest is well established. As representatives of our two governments, our responsibility is to make sure that both the legal and institutional frameworks are properly put in place to open wide all possible avenues for cooperation and partnership. Our responsibility is also to provide more space and to encourage more interactions and more exchanges between our respective business communities. This could be facilitated through the operationalization of our Joint Business Council, through the organization of business fora, as well as through the promotion of other joint economic manifestations. As we strive to consolidate the strategic partnership that unites our two countries, we should be fully mindful of the profound upheavals and accelerating turmoils being witnessed worldwide. The international order that has prevailed during the last 8 decades is being questioned, challenged, and even wrecked. The international law is being neglected, ignored, or violated. The international institutions are being weakened, marginalized, and silenced. And above all, the values of dialogue, diplomacy, and cooperation are being substituted with the logics of threats, confrontation, intimidation, and domination. Examples are unfortunately so many to testify to the far-reaching impacts that are being induced by these unfortunate and discomforting developments. Africa's internal challenges are being amplified in all areas alike: political, security, and developmental. Its priorities at the global level are once again being shelved or abandoned. In the Middle East, and after delays in the pursuit of its right to statehood in accordance with the internationally agreed two-state solution, the Palestinian people is being denied its most basic right to exist, to be the rightful master of its destiny, and to continue to live free on its land. In Western Sahara, the pain and suffering caused by the deadlock of the UN political process are being aggravated by recent attempts to openly and brazenly deny the Sahrawi people its most inalienable right to self-determination. These are only few examples of many others around the world which confirm once again that the weakest are the most vulnerable to the emerging challenges worldwide. Notwithstanding the complexities it brings to the fore This adverse reality must bring us closer to each other. It must strengthen our resolve. It must uplift our shared political will. And last but not least, it must reinforce our common determination to rise to the level of the ambitions and aspirations that the founding fathers have put not only on the shoulders of their generation, but also on the shoulders of this generation and the African generations to come. I thank you very much.